was not my intention ever to become anything in politics. That was not my goal in life. So my first thing to say is, boy, you never know where life could take you. So always be open to opportunities that come your way. So my daughters, when they went through school, I got involved in the PTA, and that led to me being elected to the school board. So that was my first election. And then I was then elected to the Freeport Village Board. So that was my second office that I was elected to. And I then ran for county legislator. So that's what I do now. And so I've had a lot of experience with elections. And to answer your question, yeah, public speaking is critically important, and it's very important to be able to speak in front of other people. But it's something that I learned when I was much younger. I don't know if any of you have the opportunity to do something called forensics, and I'm not talking about the science forensics. It's speech and debate. So I was on the debate team when I was in high school, and that really taught me how to do good public speaking. So you learn how to organize your thoughts, you learned how to research topics, and you learned how to present it. And so doing that really gave me a great basis for the rest of my life. And so I've always used public speaking, and it really started there. So I'm so pleased to see you all starting so young and wanting to learn how to do public speaking. I think that's wonderful. So I wrote down a few topics, a few pointers that I've learned over the years. So the first thing is know your audience. Okay, that's really critically important. When I was running for county legislator, I had a standard stump speech. Do you know what a stump speech is? It's what you do when you go into a room of people and you say, hi, I'm Debra Mulé and I'm running for office, and here's a little bit about me and here's why you should vote for me. Okay, so you have to know what your stump speech is. You have to know what it is that you're going to say. And one time I walked into a room of people, because you're always going to different places to talk to different people, and I realized that the stump speech that I usually use, it just wasn't going to work with that room of people. So I learned from that, always know who your audience is ahead of time, right? So that's critically important. And second thing is know your topic. So if you're being asked to speak on a specific topic, think about what it is that you want to say. So I wrote down a few pointers that I wanted to talk to you about. I knew that the topic would be about public speaking, and so I wrote a few notes, and I'm referring to them as I'm speaking to you, because I want to make sure that I've covered all the topics. But I don't write things out word for word. I don't think that, I'm not comfortable with that. Maybe that works for some people, but I prefer to just jot down a few notes and then speak extemporaneously. So you all know what that word means? That's a big word, extemporaneously. I'll tell you what it is. It's speaking without reading something off the paper. So you're speaking just with notes or even without notes, okay? You're nervous beforehand, before you go to do public speaking. Take a few deep breaths. I'm sure you've talked about that. Does that sound familiar? Take a few deep breaths. It calms you down, okay? So that's a good thing to do before you get up to speak to somebody if you're nervous. And then the final point that I wanted to talk about was the use of humor. If you're a funny person, that can be a very good thing, but make sure that you use humor appropriately. Never ever use it to insult your audience. Use it to make fun of yourself a little bit. Or if you're good at telling a joke, some people like to do that. I'm not particularly good at telling a joke, so I never do that. So use your strengths. Do what works for you. those are the things that I think are most important about public speaking. All right.
All right, thank you. A few more students have some questions for you. I'll unmute them and they can ask you. First, we have Andy Liu.
Did you have other jobs before or trying to start a different job?
Yeah, so I went to college and my undergraduate degree is in music and my graduate degree is in social work. So after I graduated from with my master's degree, I got a job in social work. I held a couple of jobs in social work, but I also held several jobs with music. I was a singer, I was a teacher, so they had nothing to do with elected office. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Andy, for the question. Next, we have Isabella.
How long have you been doing public speaking?
So, as I said, I really started public speaking back in high school because I was in the speech and debate club. And so that was really where I started. And it was great practice. And I continued to use it in college. And then in all the jobs that I held, you will sometimes need to do public speaking. So a long time is the answer to your question.
Next is Angela. I will unmute you.
My question is, do you love public speaking and do you enjoy your job?
I love my job and I enjoy public speaking. And what I like best about my job is that I get to help people. I get to find out what's going on in people's lives, and if there's something that I can do to help them and help them solve a problem, I just think that's the greatest thing in the world. So yeah, and I enjoy public speaking too.
All right, thank you for the question. So we'll have one last question because we actually have Toastmasters today.
Sure.
The last question is from Liberty.
What is your favorite thing about public speaking?
That's an interesting question. I guess it is the opportunity to present a point of view and perhaps change a few people's minds about something or to educate people about something. Yeah.
All right, thank you everyone for your questions.
May I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so is everyone in this group from a particular area or a school district or a neighborhood, or do you come from all over?
Well, we're based in Nassau County, but I think a lot of these students are from different areas, like Texas, I believe, or like California, so different places. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for inviting
Thank
me.
you so much for joining.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.